to find the foreskin, we wouldn't be in this fucking problem. Your non-foreskinning finder, you.
They don't understand the reference. They don't understand the reference.
Your father haven't taught you.
They don't understand the reference. Trust me, they do not understand the reference. Oh my goodness, man. What's up, lifers? What's up, lifers? What's up, lifers? It's Dave Life. It is Dave Life. You're watching Dave Life After Dark episode number 265. Dave Life After Dark episode number 265. Emotional intelligence and trauma languages. Emotional intelligence and trauma languages. What is your trauma language? Do you know? Look, man, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're with us tonight. So I want to say thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Let's start this off like we always do, the right way. Heavenly Father, have your way, Lord. I pray less of me and more of you. Speak to your people, enlighten us, entertain us, and inform us. Forgive us of our sins, especially our conversation that we was having earlier. Some of our language that I started offline. In all seriousness, Lord, we just give you praise, glory, and honor. Let us have a great conversation. And let us inform some people and learn something new and have a constructive conversation. In Jesus' name, we give you praise, glory, and honor. Amen, amen, and amen. Oh, yeah, okay. We here, y'all. We in the building. You watching Dave Life After Dark. This is episode number 265, I believe. And guess what? Even if it's not, it's all good because we got some people that's going to help us out tonight. Let me start with my sister from another mister. She's a queen, and she's a gift, and she's a blessing, and she only got an hour. So we got to get in and get out. Come on to the stage, my friend, Queen Sheen.
What's up? How you doing?
How you doing, Sheen?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. You look amazing tonight. Your setup is nice. The lighting is right.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? The shadows, the angle, you know, everything is dynamically positioned. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, I got another sister from another mister. This one, she's a trainer, and she got the big guns out tonight, so don't mess with her. She's also a poet. Oh, yeah, she ready to go. Come on to the stage. Her name is Shaq, but we call her Dope Female Trainer. What's up, Shaq?
Hey, Shaq.
Hey, baby, how you feel this night?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Hey, Dave.
What's up, Shaq? Welcome back. Hey, you know what? Everything is crystal clear. I have no complaints, Shaq. The setup is immaculate. Thank you for being ready and prepared. All right, we have this guy right here. He's a veteran, and we appreciate him for his service. You know, he goes by the name of Rod, but tonight I'm gonna go ahead and put the title on it. He's like Brother Islam. We gonna call him Brother Sharad. Come on to the stage, Brother Sharad. What up, bro? What up, man? Thanks for joining again.
You either building or you destroying, brother. You're doing one or the other.
One or the other, man. One or the other. I appreciate you. Help us build tonight on this concept. And last but not least, we have everybody's favorite auntie. She got a new phone. She got new mics. Her system is raring and ready to go, and we gonna see if she talks about her favorite word tonight. Because I don't know. You can't slide it in tonight, Yvette, because we talking about something different. So come on to the stage, video lady Yvette.
Everybody, you're gonna have to stop putting me out there like that.
You're right. You know what? If they're lifers, they gotta watch and they'll get the inside joke. They gotta watch.
But one thing, dope trainer, I am digging your guns. They look so good. I'm like, I need to come work out with you because you looking good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Don't mess with Shaq tonight. She ain't playing.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Do I got anything?
Yeah.
Relax.
No, do I got anything? Sis, get in the gym. Get them weights.
All right, so cool. Let me put your ad down here. Video Lady at Video Lady 18 is how they can find you, right, Yvette?
Video
Video
Lady
Lady
18. Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
All right. And then Shaq, how can they find you on all platforms?
Dope female trainer.
Is it any underscores?
No, sorry, it's just dope female trainer.
All right, cool. Gotcha. Adding that right now. Dope female trainer, gotcha. I'm gonna put it up here, Shaq. There you go.
All right.
Does that work?
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, you guys. So look, tonight we're gonna cut right into it. I was having a conversation a little bit earlier about what the topic should be, and Shaq had a great idea. She mentioned emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Now, I've heard that before. I've also heard of it called emotional awareness, is the term you used, I believe, earlier, Shaq. Emotional awareness. And I've also heard it called emotional quotient. What is an emotional quotient? So before we get into the actual discussion, I'd like to ask you guys, and I'll start with Sheena. We'll just go around the room and give me your definition. Shaq, you'll go last because you actually have the definition, I'm sure. So, Sheena, what is your definition of emotional intelligence or emotional awareness?
Somebody that's able to discern your emotions.
Someone is able to discern your emotions. So they can discern someone else's emotions. They're aware of how a person might feel.
Yes.
Okay. Video Lady Yvette, what's your definition of emotional intelligence or emotional awareness?
Whew, I hadn't put much thought into that, but I'm gonna say a person that actually is aware of their own emotions and how their emotions can move another person and vice versa.
Okay.
Vice versa.
So, okay, a person that's aware of their own emotions. Okay,
Mhm.
so Sheena said one definition, you can discern someone else's. You said you can discern your own, essentially. All right. Brother Sherrod, as the only other brother on the panel, what's your definition of emotional intelligence or emotional awareness?
I think it goes back to effective communication, understanding what people like, what they dislike. But I agree with Vet as well. You have to understand who you are. You have to know thyself emotionally and what you're able to accept, what you're able to give, and what you can't give, and what you can't accept. That in itself then reflects on how you treat other people emotionally. Um, I think your emotional awareness, you know when a person's having a bad day because I would say over 150 different versions of a person's nonverbal communication comes into play. If somebody makes this face, mm, well, you're not going to say, "Hey, you smell something that smell good." No, you're going to say, "Hey, what's wrong? I noticed that you made a stink face," right? Because that's a nonverbal communicative property, right? So you emotionally, you're not going to say the wrong thing. But then too, you have to be selfless. You know, you have to understand. You have to know thyself in order to understand others first. So, you know.
Yeah. So knowing your own emotional,
Yeah.
it sounded like boundaries, your own emotional boundaries, your own emotional limitations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. I like that. All right, Shaq. What is your personal definition, or you can even give us the actual definition of emotional intelligence?
My personal definition of emotional intelligence or awareness is knowing when to insert my emotions to a situation. I don't
Mm,
give everybody my emotions because they're not worthy of it. And to be emotionally aware or intelligent means that you are in control of whatever the situation may be. Being able to discern how much emotion to place into a conversational situation versus um, putting so much energy into it. Being able to discern if you're being triggered,
Mhm.
how to counteract that trigger, or to even give them the action that they're feeling for. To be aware of a situation or to be aware of your emotions is to be in control. It's to be cognizant of if it's worthy or not, or to even say if I'm going to even give it any energy. Um, Emotional intelligence is being able to decide whether the emotion fits the situation, or if it's either worthy of it. So it all ties into being in control of one's emotional how can I put it, emotional state of being at the point in time. So everybody's not worthy of your emotions, and if so,
Mhm.
be able to understand the consequences, because you're free to choose, but you're not free from the consequences of the choices that you make.
Mm. These are all great, great definitions, you guys. Again, this is emotional intelligence and trauma languages. So the first topic is emotional intelligence. The second one we'll talk about in a moment. So I Googled it, and according to Google, your emotional quotient, also known as your emotional intelligence, or as we said earlier, Shaq, emotional awareness, is the ability to understand. Someone said that, Sheena, knowing someone else's, and Yvette, you said this, understanding your own. Know thyself, Sharad. The ability to understand, to use, you just said that, Shaq, and to manage, you said that, Shaq, your emotions in a positive way. These are all, you know what? Y'all get the horns for that because everybody was on point. So, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand your emotions, to use your emotions, and to manage your emotions in a positive way. People with a high emotional intelligence are in tune with their own emotions and the emotions of others. Sheena called that one out. And they can manage them appropriately. A high emotional quotient can help people relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome challenges, and diffuse conflict. And that gets us into the second part of the emotional intelligence discussion. If you guys remember in the group chat, I said the first topic is the consequences of a man of being a man with emotional intelligence. The consequences of being a man with emotional intelligence. Because the last part of the definition was you can use this as a way to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, and overcome challenges. So let me start with the other brother on the channel, Sherrod. Would you say that you have high emotional intelligence? Where would you rank your emotional intelligence on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably about a 27. I'm hovering right around a 27.6 for
One to
emotional
10.
intelligence. I, I mean, there's still room to grow, but right now I'm right at about a 27.
A
At least,
27.6, huh?
at least a
On the
27.
Richter
At
scale.
least, at a minimum of a 27.
Okay, so why would you say your
The
emotional intelligence?
prime number.
Why would you say your emotional intelligence is high? What qualities would you say make yours high?
I'm selfless. I'm a good listener. I
Mm,
think I try and strive to be a great listener. I have discernment. I put other people's needs before my own. I think doing that in itself, being selfless, and that's why I said it earlier, being selfless, doing for others, doing for others automatically puts you in an emotional charge of discernment. Because if you're always serving, if you're always giving, what happens is people have a tendency to gravitate towards you because
mm,
there's a bit of discipline in giving. You have to want to give, right? I think Queen Sheena said it earlier. She said you got to practice discernment, and I think Shaq said it too. You got to know who to give that attention to and who not to, because it will get used and it will get abused if you give the wrong emotional intelligence to a person who abuses you only for that. They know that you are a giver. They know that you have that they can play on your emotional intelligence. Like when they, oh, I'm just always sad. Oh, well, hold on, what's going on? And then that goes for both men and women. So I've had to learn over the years. I wasn't always good at that, not to give that to everyone,
yeah.
both male and female. It doesn't matter. It's not a preference.
Okay.
Even your friends. So yeah, I think I have a pretty good understanding. And I think again that goes back to life experiences and being taught that at a young age. You
So
know. Mhm.
Sheena, I know you and I both know Sherrod outside of the show. So I'll ask you, and then I'll say, would you agree that he has high? And I'm using Sherrod as an example as a man. I would use myself, and we can throw me in there too. But let's start with Sherrod. Would you say that Sherrod has high emotional intelligence from you just being his friend and knowing him?
Yeah, I've known Sherrod for years. He's like a big brother. But one other thing that I want to say about him too is that he's an effective communicator. Like he knows how to talk to people and the delivery be like on point. One thing about when you are talking to people, delivery is everything. So
Yeah.
I could say, hey, why did you say that? Or I'd be like, hey, why are you talking to me like that? So you will respond to me if I am, calm versus me being irate about me asking a question. So I always say communication is key and it kills assumption. So by being a great communicator, I think that plays that's a key that plays into
Into
effect of all of
emotional.
this. Yeah, into emotional intelligence, especially as a man as well, because a lot of people don't know how to communicate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. So would you say take me out of it? I'm just using Sherrod as a man, so we can get into David's y'all breaking down David another day. Let me ask you this, Sheena. Do you have high emotional intelligence?
I think I do.
Tell me why. Tell me what qualities about you make you believe that it's higher than the average person.
One, I think I'm a effective communicator because one, I feel like I said earlier, communication kills assumption, and I don't like to assume because when you assume what happens, right? So, I'm direct. I like to go get directly to the point. Also, just being a giver. I love to serve. I love to help people. I'm always giving back. I'll give you the clothes off my back. Um, I'm always discerning. I have a discerning spirit. And even that, I'm always like, God, give me a spirit of discernment to make sure that one, I'm making the right decision. And
Mm-hmm.
two, just to make sure like people don't drain you. Because Sherrod said something earlier, saying how like sometimes you just have to make sure that people are not using you because they will. And so I've even gotten to the point where I'm not letting nobody get that much power over me to make me upset, to make me feel a certain way, because like
Mm-hmm.
Shat said earlier, I have the power to control my own responses and my own emotions.
Amen.
Mm. Great answer. Great answer. Um, Yvette, would you say that you have a high emotional intelligence, a high emotional awareness? And if so, why?
Um, I do. I do. I believe I do. I like to think before I respond, and I think that's one thing that most people should do before. Because sometimes you can have that person that tries to push the buttons.
Hmm.
Mm.
Try to gauge an emotion out of you,
Yep.
and if you are not aware of yourself and aware of that person's intent, you can lose that. So that's why you have to have control over your own emotions and actually know when it's being good used for good or used for bad.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yes, and I think I'm a pretty decent communicator. Sometimes I get a little tongue tied, like right now, but on the
that's
most part,
that's because we put you on the spot.
I know, that's all right. Get a little tongue tied, but at the same token, you have to just know. Um, I think emotional intelligence really starts with you first. You have to know what moves you, what don't move you. Um, know what you like, know what you don't like, and know how to communicate. Know when to tell people to step off. You need to know when to move back. You need to know when to be quiet because some all that goes into that. You need to know when to speak, when to be heard, when to just listen. And there's a difference between speaking, listening, and actually hearing.
Hmm.
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 So you have to make sure all that plays into that because
Okay.
emotional intelligence is a big spectrum. Believe it or
It,
not, it really is.
it is, and this is all great input. Let me ask Shaq. Shaq, do you feel that you have a high emotional awareness or high emotional intelligence? And if so, tell us why.
Yes. Because I've had to endure 7 years without my son and a year without my daughter. And just early today, I just saw pictures of her crossing over as a an officer in the army. So I've had to actually see that and not be able to be a part of it. I had to really take control of my emotions. And I'm sorry, it just kind of clicked in when she said what she said. So for me to be driving and to pull up Instagram and see my daughter, it took
Yeah.
me to hold on and to just breathe. And when I was breathing, I said, "Is this tears of joy, tears of sadness?" I didn't know how to really kind of
Process.
categorize it.
Mm-hmm.
So I say yes because I've been without my son for 7 years
Yeah.
and my daughter for a year. So it takes a lot of emotional control and
Hmm.
ways to kind of categorize um, those types of emotions and to be able to listen to what you don't hear versus
Mhm.
what you do, and to be
Mm-hmm.
able to um, just understand what they're going through without me and vice versa. So the word listen stands for life involves silence to effectively navigate. Um,
One more time
yes, I'm
because some of my followers don't know your gift. Say it one more time
just
slowly.
Mhm.
listen stands for life involves silence to effectively navigate.
Come
Mm,
on, girl. You gifted.
I
I'm
like
telling you right
that.
now, Shaq, you gifted with them acronyms.
Mhm.
Man.
And so
Mhm.
I would say,
That's
yes, I
good.
have great emotional intelligence and awareness. It took a lot of pain for me to
Yeah.
get to that point, but I'm there. Two more acronyms. The word pain stands for paying attention is necessary. And the word breathe before responding, exhale, and truly hear everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You better come on with those.
Now, what?
Whew.
Yeah.
So if y'all didn't know, Shaq is a poet, and she's very gifted with acronyms.
Can
Yeah.
you
Hey,
say the pain one again,
No,
please?
spell pain. Spell pain. I don't know how you spell pain.
PAIN, paying
Okay.
attention is necessary.
And attention is necessary. Okay.
mm-mm-mm.
Mhm.
You know what, Shaq? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna add a little splash screen when I do some editing to put those acronyms because we heard you, but you see we had to hear it
Mhm.
a second time to really absorb it. And sometimes we got to see it in front of us. So and I want to say this, Shaq. We have fun. We laugh and stuff. But I'm sorry
Yeah.
for you going through that with your kids, and just
Yeah.
keep
Okay.
trusting God, keep praying.
Yeah. Most definitely.
God can do anything. All right, you guys. I want to
Absolutely.
add to the stage just something that explains to us what the five components of emotional intelligence is. The five components of emotional intelligence. They are and all of you mentioned these. I'll start with the top right hand corner at 1 o'clock. Self awareness, the knowledge of one's own thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And all four of you mentioned self awareness and knowing yourself and knowing how you feel with your emotions. Self regulation. A number of you mentioned controlling your emotions. Jack just talked about that, controlling your emotions and actions in a variety of environments. Next, empathy. Can we see that? Yeah, let's try
Mhm.
to get that a little closer. Okay, let me move the ticker out the way. All right, empathy. The capability to empathize and appreciate another perspective. Empathy. Decision making. The ability to make responsible choices and accept their outcome. And then finally, social skills, being able to create and maintain healthy relationships. I would say that decision making, gotta echo somebody. Yeah, hold on. Everybody go on mute for me. There you go. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a bit of echo. All right. I would say that as human beings, just noticing people throughout life, people can, most people can be self aware. Most, some cannot. And feel free to chime in to, based on your experiences. Some people are self aware, some are not. Self regulation, that's a little bit harder. That's discipline. because some people just spaz out emotionally. They don't they don't have a lot of self-control. They aren't able to, you know, control their emotions, for lack of a better, phrase. Some people, you know, aren't empathetic. Now, the people that aren't empathetic, that can border on psychosis, like, serial killers, murderers, people that just are able to put their feelings way somewhere else, and
Mhm.
and thus do things to people. When I hear about sociopaths, and when I hear about serial killers, a lot of them say they have a problem chemically having empathy.
Right.
Sometimes it's a disorder. Decision making, now, that to me comes from experience and maturity. Um, you know, I make better decisions now, at least hopefully, at age 50 than I did at age 18. You know what I mean? I hope I make better decisions now based on my life experiences, my level of responsibility, and the number of people that I have to look out for. And then social skills. Now, social skills, everybody ain't created equal. Some people, it's easier for them to be social, and some it isn't. Some people are introverts, some people are extroverts. So I know it
Mhm.
can be difficult to share things like that. Um, oh, thank you for the acronym, Shaq. I see him. I'll post him. I'll put him up there. Um, so let's have an open discussion now, you guys. Let's talk about it. Uh, Emotional intelligence, the five components. Anybody want to just get in here and discuss their experiences? I think Shaq, maybe what we should do before we even open it up to just open discussion, you kind of had some points that you wanted to bring up about emotional awareness, Shaq. Um, do you still have those bullet points that you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, before I discuss them, I had one thing to say about emotions. Emotions can typically can create a bad situation because you're thinking out of emotion rather than being rational. So sometimes you got to remove emotions from a situation in order to make the best decision for whatever the situation calls for. So a lot of times your emotions are not should not even be played into the factors of a decision that's being made. So we have to really, and a lot of women take that. A lot of women think with their emotions, they decide with their emotions. So that's where we get caught up in the mix because we're making decisions based on our emotions. And a lot of men would say that. So I want to make the point.
Okay.
One of the bullet points for emotional awareness is, my bullet points on the trauma language. I didn't do it
Oh,
on
oh,
emotion.
I'm sorry. That was the second topic. Trauma. Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Okay. All right. So let's open it up to discussion about emotional intelligence.
So,
Um,
if I could, Dave,
yeah.
and I want to talk to Shaq specifically. Um, I thank you for sharing about your son and your daughter. That's important, especially speaking as a former Army officer. Decision making is going to be her life. She's an officer now, and she's going to be responsible for things that she didn't even know she's responsible for. And then
Mhm.
she's going to have people beside her to help her make sound decisions and safeguard her emotional awareness. Um, Again, she is going to be responsible for an 80-20 solution at all times. She's going to be responsible for saying, hey, do we put the tire on this truck so the colonel can drive, or do we take it off of the sergeant's truck? Well, the old man need to drive. So it's something as simple as that, or it can be something as big from a risk management perspective as saying, should we make a left turn or a right turn when we overseas? And living with those decisions can be the best decision she's ever made, or sometimes it can be a fleeting decision that may should have gone the other way. But those are the
Absolutely.
decisions that we live with, and those are the emotions. Like you said earlier, we can't really get tied up in the rigmarole of, well, what if this happens or what if that happens? We have to make decisions that are grounded in the knowledge at hand, the intel that we have, and also the greater good. So she will be in good hands. Don't worry about her. The military has a funky way of training people, even
Mhm.
cats that look like me, to make sound and effective decisions But you do have to, and there will be times that she has to make emotional decisions with empathy and sympathy as well. So I just wanted to tell you that.
Thank you.
We all have it in our prayers because we've all been there. We either know
Amen.
somebody in the military, we served in the military, or we
Or our
try to get away
parents,
from people
somebody.
that were in the military. So,
Hmm.
She's
um,
actually she's a sniper.
she's a what?
Mm.
Sniper.
Mm.
She went to sniper school.
She's a sniper. She's an expert sniper.
Marksman.
Praying for her
She went to
safety
sniper
and her
school.
and her skill and her skill set.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
listen,
right. Wow.
I pray when she got to take the shot, she don't miss.
That part. Ooh.
Yeah,
You know
tell
that's
her
where
to,
that skill
tell
come in.
her we could talk offline about that.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah.
unique. That's pretty unique.
That's dope. So you have another dope female in your family. I see it runs in the family.
There you go.
Does
Thank you.
anybody in your female not do dope shit? Is it just
In
like
your
y'all?
family.
What do y'all do? Just work out every day? Was this arm day or some shit?
Look at
Arm
look
day,
at
just
it.
sniper school.
Look at
Arm
it.
day, just arm day. Just everything's
Yeah,
arm
yeah,
day.
Yeah.
So,
Coming
Yeah,
with all
she's
the
my role
guns.
model. She's my role
so
model.
oh,
Yeah.
that's what's
that's
up.
good. All the guns. Everybody in your
All
family
the
got
guns.
all the guns.
So I got a question because we were getting into this earlier. I asked all of you if you felt that you were emotionally intelligent, and the answers came back yes. All of us should feel that way. What are the consequences when a man is emotionally intelligent? Go ahead,
Can
Yvette.
I go? Yeah, because I was when dope female was talking, I was thinking about when things can go wrong. Um, I know, and this for a man, especially when I said having people push your buttons and knowing how to move. You know, for a lot of men who end up with a woman who use the kids as pawns, that is something that is very emotionally triggering for a man, especially when they love their kids and the woman's playing games.
Hmm.
And then when you have to go to court trying to hold on to the emotions when lies are being spewed about you, when you know everything is just the opposite. um, that's a time when you really have to use your emotional intelligence, your emotional control to allow things to line up properly in your behalf. Because when you
Mm,
get too emotional, which, like I said, that's emotionally triggering. Anybody will go from one to zero, to 10 like that when they're hearing something wrong about them when you want your child. So that's just one of those examples that I'm just trying to use to
mm.
put out there when you have to really just kind of be quiet, be silent, use
Yeah,
that nonverbal language, without the words. Don't give anything more. Just kind
yeah.
of be still, be a stone, just have control. Just sit there and be like, "Mm."
Now we're talking about a custody battle, Yvette, like that sort of
Well,
situation.
just any situation, be it child support, be it custody, because
Yeah,
like you said, I'm sure all of us know somebody
yeah.
who have wrongfully accused a young man, all because they didn't get their way.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And because they didn't get their way, that was that person not being emotionally, not being intelligent in her actions or his actions that affected everybody, that can affect everybody.
Mm.
I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just
No,
using
yeah.
that as an example because I've seen it happen too many times. I've heard the scenario, I've seen it happen. I've talked to some people off the ledge who were the accuser and
Mhm.
let them know you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're wrong, I'm just gonna say you're wrong. That's
Yeah,
not the way
as a
you know
man,
what I'm
you
saying?
definitely have to control your emotions.
But
In a custody battle, especially in the face of someone that don't care.
right.
You have some people, Yvette, that they want to get in your face. They want to call you a bitch. They want to call you less of a man, right?
Hmm.
They want to do all this stuff to mess with your pride, not allow you to see your children. Divorces and child custody battles can be something else. So yeah, I would agree. In a domestic situation, when it's involving a wife, girlfriend, child, baby mama, a man especially has to control his emotions. And
Okay.
If he doesn't control his emotions, what are the consequences? We all know jail, domestic
Right.
violence case.
Yeah, because he gets held. He gets held in contempt. It's
Ex-
never the woman's fault. It's always the man's fault. Like I don't know any man where it's flipped. I don't know.
Right.
First of all, I don't hang around men that act like that, and I don't know
mm,
any men that act like that. It's always the badgering of a man,
right,
and women, for all intents and purposes, excuse me, they get the benefit of the doubt every time. Like
Well,
women
yeah.
always get the benefit of the doubt.
You know why, right?
So men have to be emotionally sound and emotionally aware and coddle and practice discernment so it's not more egregious in the verdict coming down. They never can voice what they think.
And here's a situation in a child custody or any sort of domestic thing. The reason why women get the benefit of the doubt, and I probably don't have guns like Shaq, but it's this: we
mm,
got too much testosterone in size and mass over the average woman. So therefore, and whenever there's a situation where the police are called and there's a boop 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 discussion, hey dude, you gotta step over there, sir. The first thing they gotta do is contain the man. That's just how it goes. And we need to know that. Even if the lady's built like Shaq, she's still a woman. It don't matter if
mhm,
Shaq could whoop my butt from 6 ways from Sunday. She's still a lady. And if I'm in a domestic thing with Shaq, they're gonna be like, sir, you need to get over there first. Then they may address her if she's, irate. But they're not, you know what I'm saying? They're coming after the man
exactly.
first. So
So
so the consequences in that case would be jail time, a case, and in
exactly.
today's world, you might get shot by the police.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I want to give another example, if I may.
Mhm.
My second example is in a business room setting. Okay,
Yes.
Mm.
in a
Yes.
business, and that goes for a male or female, and I've seen it happen way too many times. You may be aware of your skills. You may be aware of your contribution to a corporation, a company, or your of just a regular job. You're aware of what you've done. They are aware of what you've done.
Hmm.
However, there might still be those moments of insecurities, or what's a good word? Another good word for it. I don't want to use just insecurity, but when you're also unsure, unwavered, or wavering,
Self doubt.
you self doubt. Exactly. When you might
Any
have some of these
crisis.
things, and you kind of, instead of going in there and leading with all of your positives, you kind of lead, you overreact a little bit maybe, or sometimes you might be a little bit too cocky so these are times when that emotional intelligence, you have to kind of, one, read
Mhm.
the room, don't over give and don't under give. That's when you got to know when to give just the right amount, and that's hard to do, especially when you're looking at yourself, and you're looking at the body of work that you've delivered, and you know what I'm saying? So that's another place
Yeah.
another. Yes.
Is it harder for women to control their emotions in a business setting than men? Because like you just said, you know what you gave to that company. Everybody know what you gave. It's,
Mhm.
it's very clear you were a high performer and you sacrificed early hours, late hours. But if they don't recognize you, if they don't promote you, if they don't give you the respect in the coffee room like they do Mr. VP or Mr. I'm saying
Exactly.
Mr. Right? They don't give you the same respect they do your male peers. Is it harder for a woman to control her emotions in that sense? Because, well, that's the question. Is
Yes,
it harder for women to
absolutely.
control themselves? Yes, I heard a yes.
On the most part, I'm going to say yes, but it also just depends on the person and what they're made of. I mean, because that I use that scenario because it can be for a man or a woman.
Mm.
A male or female, it really doesn't matter. It just depends on the particular situation. 9 times out of 10, they would say a woman might go in and maybe blow up and whatever. But I
Yeah,
don't
make a
know.
scene.
Nowadays,
What are the
nowadays,
what are the consequences for a woman? This is for Sheena or anyone else. What are consequences for a woman in the corporate world when she doesn't control her emotions? Let's say she's been overlooked for promotions. She's been overlooked for opportunities, and she knows her male counterparts get all the respect, get all the opportunities, get the big fish, get the chances to win the big contracts. but this lady's working her butt off and don't get recognized and don't get the opportunities. What are the consequences if she goes in there and blows up?
She can
She
get
plays into
fired.
that.
She can get fired. But the thing about it is if you know you're getting looked over, then at the end of the day, I'm gonna start looking for other jobs because I'm gonna go where I'm celebrated, not tolerated. If I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting put in for awards and I'm awarding contracts and staying up late and getting the job done, and you awarding Jack and Jill for
Your work.
something that
Mhm.
I did, that's an
Mm-hmm.
issue for
Mm,
me because what I could do is I can pull my supervisor to the side and say, "Hey, I want to bring this to your attention and let them know." But they know who work. They're not
Exactly.
crazy. So the consequences are you blowing up. I mean, one, you like Yvette said, you gotta read the room. That's number one. And one of my mentors always told me, use nigger. So you're not gonna get no consideration. Not to be racist or anything, but it's harder.
Yep.
I saw what you did there. Was that Halle Berry and Queen?
Mm.
Mhm.
Use Negra as Negra. Dang it. Not Negro.
Nigger.
Negra.
Mm.
The
Ah,
female conjugation of
Sherrod, did you give me
Negro.
the Sherrod, did you give me the
It's 1,000.
You
1,000.
like Eddie said, like they said,
What?
Mortimer and Winthrop and them said in Trading Places, you're a Negro.
That's right.
Yes, you are a
And
Boy,
they
Negro.
don't give you,
wonderful.
they're not going to give you consideration. If you were
Right.
another race, they would say, oh, they'll sweep that under the rug. Oh, it's okay if you do it. But it's hard. They're not going to give you anything when
Mm,
you're our color. That's just the bottom line. Like I said, I'm
That's a
not trying to be
fact.
racist, but that it is what it is. You have to work to get in the position that you is. Now that I'm a manager, they're like, oh, you a black woman and you young. Yeah,
mhm,
and I know my shit too. So it wasn't that the job was given to me. I earned it. I interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
I went through all the processes like everybody else. I had to go through 3 rounds of interviews. And yes, I was chosen because I know my job. I killed my interviews and they had to give me the job. So,
mhm,
Well,
I
if
still had to go through the process. It's still a process. Go ahead,
Right.
if
sir.
if I could, if I
Mm-hmm.
could, really quick to your point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm categorizing this right. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't like that black girl magic. They don't like
Mm-hmm.
that black girl
Mm.
magic. They
mm,
don't like that. It's intimidating. It's
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
threatening. Now there's a certain group of them that inspires them, it intrigues them, and they love it.
Yeah.
mm.
Those people are far and few.
Yeah.
But the ones that don't like it, they like for, hey girl, you stay in your place now. Hey
Mm-hmm.
boy, you
Right.
Mm-hmm.
stay in your place. And I think
Mhm,
a lot of times when we're talking about black women and black men too, I
mhm,
think black women that are strong, they're very affluent, they're very knowledgeable, like you are, Sheena. What happens is you get labeled.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Yep.
the minute you get labeled, it is
It's over.
impossible to
Take
rescind
them.
that label. I don't give a shit if you put the next man on the moon.
yeah.
It is very hard to do that. But you know why? That's why. And I'm glad you brought me up as your mentor. That was I appreciate that. That was nice of you. I'm not your mentor, but if I see you getting geared up, you need people in your corner to say, hey now, mind your tongue when you go in there because this
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm.
not the audience to do that in. I know you're mad. I know
Correct.
you're upset. I
Mm-hmm.
see it. I feel
Mm-hmm.
it. I embrace it. But this ain't the forum for that.
I'm gonna
Let's
just
talk
say,
about how we can navigate and do that in a different light. Because right
Sheena,
now, if you go in there, your ass gonna
use
get
Negra.
labeled.
Right.
He's a Negro. Yes, you're gonna get labeled.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's just,
So what
and
I would say.
it's not. It's just the perception, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the reality of it. It's not my words. It's just what we live in. This is the society
Yes.
in which we live in,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
Yep.
it's sad.
Angry black woman. She's an
And I want
Yeah.
angry black
angry
woman.
black woman. And look,
He hit it right
look,
on the head. That that
Mm.
that is what it is.
Yep.
and it's
Yeah.
nothing worse than an angry black woman other than an angry black man.
Correct.
Woo,
Absolutely.
what?
Because if now imagine if Sheena does go off and cuss somebody out because she didn't get promoted. They're gonna be like, yeah, she angry black woman, yeah, whatever. She may be able to keep her job. Let me and Sherrod go in there and
Yeah.
bang our fists because our cussing you out is gonna look and feel different than a
Correct.
woman
Mm.
cussing you out. You see what I'm
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
saying? Especially
Correct.
in the fear of a black planet that
They
Public
gon'
Enemy talked about
they
in the
gonna say this
90s.
rest of their
Correct.
life.
Yes.
Correct.
I mean, David walked in here, Mr. Life walked in here and banged his fist and stood over me, and I
I
feared
felt
for my
threatened.
life.
Right.
I felt threatened, right? I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know what he was going to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sheena, oh, she lost it. Yeah, she was a B, but
She's
we
probably a
handled
single
her.
black
She's a B,
mother.
right? Yeah, that see,
But
it's a
So
whole nother thing.
She
but guess what
came in
that
so
here
does
shaking
though?
what
her
I would
neck at
say
me,
what
her
But
neck,
guess what
you
that
know.
does though? Guess what that does? When that happens to your mother and your mother's mother and your mother, now
Yeah.
what you have is institutional trauma, and
Yes.
that's what we were leaning about into the other topic. That's what builds that. That's what builds that. That's what builds that.
so, so what I
Trauma
would say
bond.
to
The
that
check
is
is in
what
the
I would
mail,
say
sir. That was a wonderful lob. Check is in the mail, Sherrod.
You saw that? That was
He's
like
he's masterfully moving us forward. That was He
I'm
was like,
looking
whoo, whoo. That was a Magic Johnson. Whoo. Go ahead, Shaq.
that, and I was hoping to get
what I
another
would
drink
say
because
to
I
that
ran out.
is when I think the original question was when a black oh Jesus, I got somebody in my sorry. When a woman asks what was the original question? If she doesn't get what was the question? I got the answer
Well,
to
the
another
question the
question.
question was, are the consequences different? What are the
Okay, gotcha.
consequences if she
Okay.
loses her emotional control?
Okay, gotcha. So what I've done was I've actually been kicked out of a gym because of who I knew.
Mm.
So my thing was, now keep your cool. So what I did was when I got kicked out of the gym, I built my own. You can kick me out your gym
Okay.
if you want to. The one thing about me is you ain't gonna ever keep me down. So when I got kicked out of that gym, I said, that's fine. I don't have to be in your gym. I built my own gym. Um, the word no to me is never an option. When I was working with a housing authority here in Atlanta, Georgia, I used my my intelligence, my own intelligence to kind of build a platform of a mass merging to do the appointments. And when I saw that I was being looked over, I built my own agency. So it's like when you
Mm,
know that you have the gift and the talents to move somebody else's agency, don't get mad because they know that the only way that the business is actually continuing to be successful is because of your knowledge. So you
Right.
take your business elsewhere, not for another
Right.
job, but build your own.
Right.
I'm just not one to be under the leadership and I won't yes I am. I don't dance nobody's tune. I can't. I just
yeah,
don't know how. And that's always been me because the one slip up you say that said in the wrong manner, something
yeah.
clicks and that's my trauma. That's my trigger.
Shaq,
So yeah.
Shaq, I got a question, right? So you said that you started your own. You got kicked out of the gym, so you started your own gym. Now
Squad fitness.
I'm just asking this for the people listening. In retrospect, I know that you turned grapes into wine, you turned lemons into lemonade. You took their ashes and you turned it into something beautiful. I have a question though. Did you lose your temper or something at the gym? And do you feel like losing your temper if you did? Whatever happened when you got kicked out, was it because you lost emotional control that you got kicked out? Or was it you didn't lose emotional control? They just kicked you out for something else?
It was something else. It was because I knew somebody. I was guilty by association. So
Oh, I
because
got it.
the
Okay,
person
cool.
that I knew, they
Mhm.
said
Okay,
you they thought I was in on the situation. I said no, but so they
I
keep me out the
understand.
gym.
Okay, because the reason I was asking is because I want the young people that are watching, because all of us here are wise. We're of a certain age. You know what I'm saying? I want the young people that may come across this to realize that sometimes there are consequences for your actions,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it
And
drives a
and
big
Yeah.
decision.
right,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and if you do something wrong, even though you might not have intended to do it or whatever happened, hey, there's consequences. And when consequences come, you can't necessarily lose your temper, lose your
Absolutely.
emotional control, spaz out, and then say, well, I blame them. Well, you got to go to the
Right.
beginning of that, so we always got to be in control of our decisions and what we're doing. So that's super important. But the
There was
consequences
one
of
thing.
losing your emotional intelligence are great. Go ahead, Shaq.
There was one other thing that I wanted to bring up about the men and their emotional intelligence.
Yes.
You all are the staple. You all are the foundation of what order is. So because you all are are the leaders by nature, you got to set the tone. when it comes to control, and I know sometimes it's hard. And somebody said men should never show emotion. I said, well, shit, even Jesus wept. So how you gonna tell this man that he can't weep or he can't show his emotions? It's just about how to actually um nurture those
Navigate.
emotions and how to actually present them into whom you're presenting them to, who's gonna cover you. When you have a level of um security, a level of confidence, and you stand tall and you stand erect, 9 times out of 10, you take peace within yourself first, gather
Mhm.
yourself. Then 9 times out of 10, the women are not going to try you because why? Because you're not going to take no bullshit off them, and you don't even have to raise your voice. The fact that you're in control, you don't raise your voice and you say, "Hey, this is how." Order is the name of the game. Men who are emotionally aware of their behavior and
Mhm.
have peace from the beginning and set the tone, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna have that issue. And
What
that's
that's
just
the
how I feel
key.
about it.
So that's the key. So but this is the key, and I'll use this for an example. You can have all of those fundamental things as a man. You stand
Mm-hmm.
erect. You're very structured. You're in control. You practice discernment. Society, not
Absolutely.
any. I'm not speaking to any women on this phone because I've known all of you quite some time. Some longer than others. The problem you have, and not you, Shaq, men will see you or see women that look like you and automatically form an opinion about you because of your prowess, because of your
Mm,
physical
Absolutely.
physique.
yes.
And you will
I get it all the
have
time.
women that look like you, and I'm not saying you do this. They will see women will see men, and what they will do, they will try to act like they have more testosterone than a man, or they will try to do the things that men do. And men that are they stand resolute, they stand erect. They will say, "Hey, hey, hey, I know you're cool. I know you do that." But they find themselves trying to overtalk men when they're talking. They find
Mhm.
themselves trying to tell you more about being a man. What Jilly from Philly told you 20 years ago, I can do all these things, but I can't teach him how to be a man. So you find
Right.
a lot of women who try to be a man when the man is like, hey, I'm fucking right here. You ain't gotta do that. Relax. Like just chill the fuck out. It's hard enough for me trying to be a man and trying to be you trying to be more of a man than I
Mm,
am. And you
Mhm.
For
a
sure.
woman. Where
So
they do that at?
I'm gonna jump in, Sherrod. So two things can happen in today's world. Somebody may say, "Oh, he's toxic. Why he got to talk to her like that? He's talking down to her because he's trying to. He's telling her I'm a man. Why is he doing that? It could go that route, or if you keep your peace and you're like, you know what, she ain't over talking to me. I'm good. Whatever. I'm not even gonna address it. If you keep your peace, then it's like,
You're
oh,
a
he's
pushover.
passive. He a
He's a
punk.
He's
He a
pushover.
passive.
simp. He a
He's a
pushover.
pushover.
So it's
yeah.
always this. It's always this
Teetering.
pendulum, man. When it
Yeah.
comes to masculinity, and when it comes to emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
I want to say this, and I'm gonna do a quick monologue, real quick. So y'all
Hmm.
just bear with me for a minute. I've said this before. I've been in relationships where I was the stronger and more aware emotionally between me and the lady I was dating, and this has
Mm-hmm.
happened to me maybe twice. And I remember I might have went to you, Sherrod, and be like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
why do I get this and she don't? Like,
Now that you've implemented it. Right.
right. Like she's a woman. Like, shouldn't she understand complex
Yes.
emotions?
Yeah.
And in one particular case, this one young lady just didn't understand how she was coming off. And she was coming off hard, y'all. She was coming off like, and I used to be like, yo, why are you competing? Number one, you ain't gotta compete with me. I'm not fighting you. I'm
Right.
not competing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to come in and beat my chest and say King Kong. No, I'm cool. And some women will take a man that's laid back, cool, relaxed, and say, "Oh, he weak. He a simp. He a B.
Hmm.
He a pussy. He a pushover." No, that man might just be real calm. He might be real intelligent. He might be real emotionally intelligent. He might have been through so much that he see this shit coming. And he like, I'm
I'm
cool.
good.
I don't
I'm
even
so
need.
good.
Yeah, I don't even. But
Right.
some women,
Right.
some women are toxic, just like some men are, and they don't feel you care unless you're arguing. Well, you
Right.
need to argue and fight for me. And the way that you
Hmm.
fight for me is by arguing me for me. That's one thing. And so the young lady didn't understand she was being gruff. She was being this, being that. And so at the end of it, we had a big misunderstanding. I was done with it. I cut it off. It's like been like 5, 6 weeks in. And so when she came back from being out of town, she wanted to talk. Let's talk. Baby, give me a chance. And I was like, no, you know what? This ain't for us. Let's talk. So okay. I
Mhm.
indulge her and I go to dinner and we talk. And at the end of the night, I was like, I don't want to have to teach a grown woman how to be emotionally intelligent.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Like
Mm,
maybe I've been hurt too many times, but I'm not in a place where I want to teach you the basics of kindness,
Right.
right, right,
respect for your man, and not. And it's not that she was over the top, but it was just too much for where I was at the moment. And I understand when some women say, I don't want to teach a grown ass man how to make his bed, cook his food, get up and go to work in the morning, wash his
Right.
ass, don't be
Right.
late.
right,
Well, you want him to come. You want her. So again, it goes back to what we've talked about many times before, and we lean into it. We talk about emotional intelligence, but our mothers, for all intents and purposes, poured that in us. That was one of those pillars with all the other
mm,
things that our mother taught us. So when we don't see emotional intelligence and we've been through life experiences, someone has taught it or we've seen it, we say, oh, wait a minute, flag on the plate. Don't want to deal with that. And that's where that trauma comes in it because we've had somebody in our life before, we've seen it, and we don't want to deal with it no more because we don't have to. Because
right,
it's like shit, because the last time I dealt with some crazy shit like that, this is what happened to me. I lost my job, I lost my dog, I lost my house. You think about all the tangible things emotionally you lost, but all the physical things in life you just lost, and it took so many volumes out of the chapter of the book of your life. You're like,
right.
I don't want to deal with that shit no more. And women probably have that same approach.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
They probably have that same approach because there's some lazy ass men out there, man. And when you get a woman that's strong and determined, say, hey, didn't see my daddy lay on the couch all day, and you ain't got nothing going on for you. You need to get
Right.
your ass up. She all over the
And
place, bro. She all
and
over the
that,
place. And I've
yeah,
talked to brothers too. I was like, cause she making you get a job?
yeah,
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
So one of the consequences in her case was the loss of a relationship with a good
right,
man. You may
right,
want see when you run across someone that's more emotionally intelligent than you,
Correct.
and you either can't see it or don't have the capacity to see it because you got too much going on, that
Correct.
person will move on because
Correct.
absolutely,
if
Could have been a
they're
blessing
smart,
absolutely.
for her.
because they be like, you know what, I can't do this.
But it happens
Or,
a lot. It
Go ahead,
happens
or,
a
go
lot.
ahead, Yvette.
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it happens a lot because people, that goes back to that saying that I said, we pity the child, we condemn the adult. We
Mm-hmm.
figure because you are a grown person, you're supposed to know better.
Mm,
Just because you grew up. But if you were a child that went through all these traumas and lack, I'm gonna say it's a lack thereof seeing love, lack of
Mm-hmm.
seeing a, a, um, a successful relationship, a lack of, then how do you know how to act? All
Mm-hmm.
you know is that you deal with a lot of knots, meaning you just didn't have enough
It's
love,
a
you didn't get
norm for
enough
you.
hugs, you didn't get enough positive stimulation within your body. You didn't get any, so you were lacking. So now here you go and you have somebody who come from a household with two parents. They get to see love, they get to see um, a successful resolve. Because if you don't know how to resolve anything successfully,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get past anything successfully. Because all
Mm-hmm.
you know how to do is yeah, 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 yeah. Instead of, babe, you know what? I think we should sit down and have a conversation. Most people who's not used to that, as soon as their husband or their wives or girlfriend or boyfriend come and say, babe, I think we need to talk. Right away, in their mind, they go to a whole negative place.
Yep.
Like, what did I do wrong? And you
mm-hmm,
probably didn't do anything wrong. It's just we need to have a conversation because I either seen something I did like or
Mm-hmm.
I seen something I did not like. And I think we need to sit down and address it. Or we lost some communication somewhere. We
Mm-hmm.
need to sit down and talk about it. But
Mm-hmm.
right away, we go right to the negative.
mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you say that because I was one of those females. I was very aggressive. I was raised without my dad. My mom had me at 15. My dad went to prison when he was 17. He spent 36 years in there. So I didn't have a father figure.
Mm,
I was I witnessed verbal, physical abuse. I witnessed it, and I had a unknowing understanding of what, and that's what I thought love was. I thought
mm,
that. So much so that I actually married a man who resembled my dad, and he battered. I went through that as well, but
Mm.
even still, I wasn't gonna live like that. It did not change the texture of who I was as a woman. Now
mm,
it did kind of scar me a little bit, but I said God's gonna put me together in front of the people who tried to break me. And
Mhm.
Right.
so with that, I absolutely love. I had to go internally first and figure out
mm,
what is it in me
Right.
that I'm projecting that's attracting this negative behavior. So I had to start with me first. I had to learn how to me better. And when I did that, if any and like Dave knows, I love poetry.
Oh
Um
yeah.
and it is like I had to change my mindset, and I had to understand that first I gotta love me. And when I love
Yeah.
me and start speaking and start exuding the love that I have for myself, it gotta come back. It has to reciprocate. Now I don't
mm,
give it to everybody, but even the things that I went through as a child, I'm 45 years old. I went through that for a very long time. I still had a desire to learn better and to feel better about myself first. And I'm not gonna let nobody treat me any other kind of way. But I still love.
mm.
Right.
So yeah.
I put your acronym down at the bottom. It's called a
I see.
acronym. If y'all don't know,
Acronym. I
acronym.
like that.
All right,
Listen,
Mhm.
chat.
acronym.
I have written down every single thing you have in the chat. I
Me
am,
too.
I am, ma'am, listen to me, and I want you to hear me very closely. I am stealing all of this shit tomorrow. I will use, I'm using every bit of
It,
this. I'm using every bit of this with my kids, and I'm telling you straight up, you can sue me if you want. I don't give a shit.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
gonna start with pain.
listen. Just make sure you refer back to the source and say, hey, look, that acronym is courtesy of Dope Female Training.
Listen,
but
I
do
don't
Shout
you
out
know
to
have
if
a
it's
book? Do
DFTV.
you have
copyrighted or
a book? You should
trademarked, but
do
I
a
do.
book with acronyms.
That's
Do
what
you
I
have a book
said.
of
I did. I
acronyms?
sent the link. I sent the link to
Oh,
today.
okay. Oh, I gotta get it.
You send me
Okay.
that link. Okay.
print them
Right.
little, them daily books they give you in church, the little the daily bread.
The Daily Bread.
Print
Yeah.
some,
Yeah.
print the
Yeah.
daily shacks, the daily
The
Mhm.
So I
acronyms.
have.
daily
Acronym.
acronyms. Oh,
So
speak
I'll
it
give
out
it. You
there.
mind if I give?
Yeah.
You mind if I give a couple of them, Dave? A couple
Hey,
of my
yeah.
acronyms.
Listen.
Hold on. Because I know Shaq can go. So hold on. We
You already
have.
said one word. Okay, go ahead.
Uh,
Go ahead.
let me put up. I'm trying. I can't type that fast.
Shit, I'm still at pain. Paying attention is necessary. I was like,
Come on, man. See, you can't rattle them off, Shaq. You got to you
what?
got to you got to
I
just
was
siphon
I'm
them
like,
putting them in the
slowly.
chat.
I was
Yeah.
like,
No,
Okay, I'll do it. So
spell
I
pain.
already got 7 of them. Do me a favor, capitalize every letter. Put them in title case because that's what I have to do.
Yeah,
okay,
All
so
right.
I'll do this right quick.
and
Yeah,
just
because
write a
some
Doubt.
little
people can't
book.
see
I
it.
mean,
I have a book.
Dave,
I have it. If I can
Dave
turn my
making
shirt.
money and stuff. What we can do is we can just put your shit out there, and, like pay. We can promote your shit, okay? And we got to
So
Right.
the
go on an
word,
HBCU tour or
the
something to
word
promote this.
doubt.
Doubt,
DOUBT.
doubt. Okay.
You got the pen ready.
Destroying, destroying opportunities, utilizing bad thinking.
Oh, woo,
Mm,
woo.
you better come
Destroying
on.
what?
The word
Doubt.
emotion.
Oh no.
I put
Doubt.
emotions in
Destroying
the chat.
what?
Okay, doubt. DOUBT. Destroying opportunities,
Mhm.
utilizing bad thinking.
Damn. See you.
Opportunity.
Mm-mm.
And that's
I
that
got it. I'm
emotional
finna
stuff.
put in
See, that's
chat.
emotional. That's emotional right there. Just that you just said, that kind of sums up this topic today. Think about it.
Wait, bad what?
Destroying opportunity,
Thinking. Bad
bad
thinking.
thinking.
Bad
Destroying
thinking.
opportunities, utilizing bad thinking.
Look, man, my daughter's 16th birthday party coming up this Saturday. I'm dropping these shit like they damn party favors. You hear me? Every chance I get. Hey,
Destroying
just think
opportunities,
about that. Just
utilizing
come back
bad
an hour
thinking.
with it.
I put it in the chat. It's in the chat.
Yeah, it's down
Woo!
there at the bottom. Yeah. So it's yeah, exactly. Thank you, Shaq. Shaq, I could let you go. I gotta slow you down because that'll be the whole show. That'll be the whole show.
I got one more. I got one more emotion. It's the topic
We
of the
got that
discussion.
one.
I'll put it in the
Hold
chat.
on.
Emotion.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see it.
expressing
Okay, I'm
my
sorry.
own triggers and spite others' negativity.
There it is. Okay, got you.
What you do? You
Bam.
just what you do? You at the gym? This what doing leg day or some shit? And you just come up
Right.
with
She
this?
just she got a
Just
million
busting
of
them
them.
out, huh? Just
She got a
busting them
million
While
of them.
out.
I
she's
have, I have,
lifting
Shaq,
those
I have.
weights.
Shaq, I'm gonna DM
God.
you because I need you to help me with something.
Okay, I have 7,200 of them. But that's about it. Go ahead. Go ahead,
What?
Dave. You got it.
Oh, come on now.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
You do
Just
not have
shoot.
7,200. Why do you
That's why
have
she
Yes, I
made a
do.
book.
7,200?
Because I have a
You do
book.
not have goddamn 70. What do they call it? They acronyms. They got another word for it.
Shacronyms. Shacronyms.
Acronyms.
Yeah,
Listen,
But
shacronyms.
you do have a book, Shaq? You published a
I
book?
do. Absolutely. I sent you the intro. I sent you the link.
Hold on.
To
Because
the book. That's the
today
intro.
I
or
need
today
your
or
book.
in the past. Today or in the
Today.
past.
It was today. You should see it in your
Where's your
text
book
message.
at?
It's a builder book, so it's custom made. So what happens is your
You
name
got
becomes
a
a shack.
store like a Build-A-Bear?
You know what, young lady?
So what happens
I'm about
is
to
if
pull
you
this up right now.
Can you
if
please? How do I get a book?
listen, no one can
Oh,
never have the same book.
listen. Life is
Oh,
all
you
about
add on to
perspective.
it. It's like so you when you
It's a
get it.
memorabilia. It's a
Okay.
memorabilia. So if you three, four order a book, everybody will have a different book. It will never be the same. It can never be duplicated. Never.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave it alone because Dave, we got to go back to the topic.
No, you know what? No, no,
What
no.
you mean it
Listen,
can't be
How
duplicated?
much is it?
I know how to follow the Holy Ghost. Come on, Shaq. Here it
Mm.
is. The book of
There's a book.
Shacronyms.
Shaq, why are you naked on the cover of this book?
I'm not naked. I promise I'm not naked. So click to so Dave at the top right corner, just pull down.
Come on,
Pull
Shaq.
down the top right corner of the book.
Come on, Shaq.
Dave,
Hey,
top right
Dave,
corner of the book.
what's the back of the
Top,
book look
We
like? Is
are
this got
no,
the
I'm
back of
not
her?
continuing nothing until you explain why you naked.
Why
He
you
He's
said,
naked?
not
but I'm not. I'm not
naked.
naked. I'm not
no,
naked.
no,
I'm not
you're not.
naked.
Listen, you didn't hear what I said. You didn't hear what he said. He didn't
No,
say naked. He said naked.
I'm not naked. I have clothes on.
Nekkid. This is the black version. Why you naked? In all intents and purposes, if that was the church would say you was naked.
We
Amen.
ain't saying the church because all they do is judge anyway. That's why people don't go.
You're
Hypocrite.
right. You're right. You're right.
No,
All
you
right,
got to go to white people church
Shaq,
to get
Shaq,
out on
we
time.
playing with you, Shaq. Come on, give
No,
us your.
Shaq, how do we get a book?
So listen to me. You ordered the book. It's a builder. Where am I at? It's a builder book. So what happens is I have 7,200 acronyms and I grow them every day. I probably got 8,000. I'm not sure because I do like 10 a day. Um, it's an order form. Your name will become an acronym and it will go at the beginning of the book.
I gotta talk to
Hmm.
you.
So,
Offline. We
so
got it. We
at the
got it.
top right corner,
This is
Dave.
crazy.
I
Top
need
right.
this today.
Listen. Wait. Top right corner of the no. Top right corner of the book.
Dave, you ain't shit, Dave.
Minimize it a little bit.
I'm trying to navigate the damn thing.
Now, at
Okay.
the top right
Hold on.
corner of the page, the book.
Hold on. Hey, Sharad, get it together. Look, you're on camera. Look at
Yeah,
me.
I got you.
Look at no,
Not
I
look
got
at
it.
me.
Shaq, I
Come
got it. Look
on.
at
I
me. Look at
got
me.
we are what time is
Hey, let me produce the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm aware of the time. I'm just highlighting that was a Freudian slip. You think I'm trying to zoom in? I'm not trying to zoom in, man. I'm
Oh,
trying,
oh,
I was trying to get to this view. All right,
Jesus
Shaq.
Christ.
All right, Shaq, talk to me.
At the top right corner of the book,
Uh-huh.
pull
Top right corner
down.
of the book.
Pull.
Oh,
there you
well, hold on.
go.
Pull,
Shit,
pull,
Pull.
I'm
Hold
pull,
on.
looking at the cover.
Hold
I'm
on a
scared
second.
to
Hold
go
on a
inside
second.
the book.
pull.
All the way. All the way.
Wait. That's
There
the
you
inside of the
go.
book.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
dope.
Keep going. So that's the intro. Go to the top right again.
Dave, you should
Pull.
have like a tiny reading club special, like tiny desk stuff.
That's
You
the intro
say,
to what a acronym is. So that's if you take a you can actually send that link out to put it in the chat or whatever. And the intro by itself is a very good read. So that'll entice you to want to purchase the book. That's the intro.
that's
Okay.
And Shaq stands for she has amazing qualities. She has amazing qualities. Redefining any negative. Any negative. Wait. She has amazing qualities. Redefining any negativity you may say.
So
Okay.
that's the intro. So the four word is just like a small snippet about you.
That's my name, Shaq.
We know your name is. We
But
trying to
what's
get your
simple?
book.
So you order it for me.
That shit dope, man.
Acronyms
That's
are
my.
recycled words designed to reset, redefine, and reinvent a new way of thinking. I purposefully captured words of destruction and breath and breathe life into them. Each letter in these words is carefully chosen to represent something positive, transforming the negative connotation
I
into
need
sources of
listen.
inspiration and empowerment. This is amazing, Shaq.
I need a
Thank you.
book. I need a book from you and all the family members in my family because they need some emotional intelligence with their name. Starting with my mother.
Oh,
Just think of something for Catherine with the C because she need this shit like tomorrow. I
How
will
do you
pay
spell
you.
it? Can you spell Catherine?
Yes.
Catherine.
See, she already got something dialed up for her. And the acronym for my mother is very simple. Cat. Listen to your son because half of the things he be saying is the right thing. That's what
That's
acronym.
the
oh
That's
my
the
That's the
acronym.
God.
acronym.
That's the
Who said it
acronym.
had to rhyme? Who said it had to line up? That's what it means.
We'll
She
I'll
probably
just
got some.
inbox you, Shaq, and
Yes, ma'am.
I'll get one.
God
Okay.
damn, I need that, man.
Hey,
That
no,
is
that's dope. Hey,
dope.
Shaq. Kudos to you.
Thank you.
That's dope, Shaq.
Oh
Straight
yeah.
up. Straight up. Straight
Yeah,
up.
give us some points, man. Give us some points. That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yvette said her phone died. Okay.
Hmm.
Are you back, Yvette? No. I see you. Want me to add you, Yvette, or no? All right. Wave when you're ready. Wave when you're ready. All right. Okay. So you guys, I said I was only going to keep you for a short time today, and we did discuss the emotional intelligence. But I do feel like there are consequences. That's where we were at. What are the consequences of having a poor emotional awareness or emotional quotient? We found that if a woman loses her emotional control in a business sense, it could affect her career.
Hmm.
We clearly know if a man loses his emotional control at work, that's a wrap because you might go to jail or get just anything else. If a woman loses her, or if a woman doesn't have emotional intelligence in a relationship, at least in the case that I cited, the relationship she lost the relationship. It didn't work out, between me and her. Um, what are some more consequences? And then we can let you guys head out. What are some more consequences for, I guess, a man? We kind of got at it. What do they call a man that doesn't have emotional intelligence, Sheena? What do they call a man?
A boy.
There you go.
A caveman?
Yeah, because
Well,
you gotta have control.
Mm.
so that's a two-edged sword now.
Okay,
So,
shoot.
so a man who does have emotional intelligence sometimes can be depicted as a dick,
Yeah,
a,
right.
a narcissistic pig,
Mm.
an asshole,
I know it all.
a know-it-all. And a lot of times what it boils down to is he sees the pain points and pitfalls that you do not see from an emotional standpoint. Because see, men logically make decisions based on simple things, right? We mitigate risk on simple things. We're not thinking a lot with emotionally. And most times we're thinking with our dick and not our head in
I was just
certain
gonna say,
situations.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
not.
But
Mhm.
when we chime in on all cylinders, and especially when it comes to work environment, because most men don't take their work home, women
Wait a
do.
minute. You said a lot of times we thinking with our what?
Yeah, we a lot of times in certain situations we think with
We
our
think
dick.
what our dick. And what is that called, Yvette? Oh,
She said foreskin. She said foreskin. She said
no,
foreskin.
she
She
didn't.
said
She said her favorite word,
foreskin.
penis.
Penis.
Penis. She said
Penis.
penis. That's an
But
inside
yeah,
joke.
so that's a
Yvette
double-edged
fits penis
sword.
into every conversation on After Dark
So
somehow.
what I've had to learn, and Tina, girl, you are sharpening the pencil. I've had to learn to practice emotional awareness and intelligence and how I deliver that
Mm-hmm.
aggression when I'm coming from a place of logic and not emotion.
Mhm.
So I've had to learn how to talk, not to temper, what I'm saying, but how to articulate it so it will be received well. Because I know the individual who I'm giving it to is not, they're emotionally inept. They can't handle what I'm saying because they don't understand it.
That's right.
But again, we
But
said
you
I
know,
had to
earlier,
learn that.
if the pendulum swings the other way, because if you're too emotionally intelligent, you know what they else they might call you? They might call you effeminate or
Yes.
sensitive or
Oh,
soft
absolutely.
or soft.
Yes.
He drop your balls, pull your skirt down. They say all that to men who get in touch with their feelings, and I'm talking about in a masculine manner. I'm not talking about in an effeminate manner. I'm talking about a normal man that understands how a woman may feel, that a
Yes.
man that may show his emotions. Some men wear their emotions on their sleeves. They do.
Yes.
Like some people play basketball and they say, man, he wears his emotions on his sleeves. Those are the people that act out when stuff goes good and bad. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So sometimes those people can be criticized as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's pluses and minuses. And the other side is, if you don't know how to express your emotions, if you're not emotionally intelligent, oh, you're dumb as a rock. You're a caveman. You can't see and understand anything.
Right.
So you get the other side of that. Um, yeah. Any other
But have you ran into that, Sheila? Have you
huh?
ran into men that have you ran into men that are emotionally inept and you just run the fuck over? Like you just
Mm-mm.
run over them.
Mm-mm. I don't want
So
to be no
all
man.
the men in
I
your
don't want to
life
be no
they've
man that
been
I can run over.
no. It's not what you want. I asked you, have you ever ran into them? There's a difference.
Yeah, I've ran into some, but
And you don't
have we
deal with them?
dated? No, no,
Okay.
no.
Yvette, what happened to your sound? It's not your sound is out.
She on mute.
Hold on. You gotta.
Tell her all sign language. Just tell.
Oh wait,
Everything's a mess right now, so I didn't
you're
want
back.
to come
You're
on if
you're
you
back
want to
on your
talk.
computer. You're back on your computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
mess.
So you know what, Yvette, we just gonna put you in the green room because that computer. You sound like you're in night.
Goodbye now. Good night.
You sound like
Love
you're
you all.
before the Great Depression. You on
Leave Yvette
analog.
alone.
She on analog. Yeah, go back up at the shop.
I am here to
All
Love
right.
run.
Good
Yvette, we
night.
appreciate you. Oh, you got your word in tonight. It fit somehow. He brought it up, but that's why I said, "What you?" Okay, that's Yvette's word.
What's the
All
word?
righty, penis.
Oh,
Every episode,
every episode. It
every
says it.
episode, every
Eh,
episode. We're
all
talking
right.
about We're talking about cartoons. Because I grew up on cartoons too, Dave.
Hold
And when
on.
Bugs Bunny pulled out his
Hmm.
penis,
Hold on. I got a question for you. I got something for you real quick. If
Yvette,
I could,
Yvette.
Dave. Hey, I got a joke for you, Yvette. All right, you ready? It's a good one now. Get ready.
She gone.
What
What's
Does
is
she
she go
saying?
there?
what is hard, black, and full of semen?
Well,
A no, a submarine. Where's your mind at? Where's your mind at?
Yvette was like, "What a penis?" No.
Hey, I hate to tell you
you.
this.
Good
Hey,
night.
All right, Yvette. See you later. Thanks for joining. We'll see you.
All
Appreciate
right.
you. Thanks for you, lady. Thank you, Yvette. You joined in, man. Thank you, Yvette.
I
We
had
won't
somebody
keep you
tell
out
me
too
that.
much
I had
longer.
somebody tell me that at work today. I was like, huh? I'm good.
I said, sir, you gonna get me blocked on YouTube.
Nah, you told me, Joe. It was
All
it was
right.
cool because it made sense. It was a
No, it
little
was
bit.
it was great. It was great. All right. So look, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we did have another topic. I'm starting to learn. We never get to the second topic these
And
days.
that's why I always tell you pick one topic that we can talk about for a whole hour, 2 hours, and then we don't have to worrying about another topic. We need to just have one topic that we can stay on. If we're gonna talk about relationships and divorce and whatever, we can talk about that for 50 hours, even if we need to have a part two.
Sheena.
I feel threatened by Queen
Yes,
Sheena.
and I
She
need you to
is not
control your
emotionally
emotions.
intelligent to
I
what
need you
I
to
need.
control your emotions.
My
I'm
emotions are
uncomfortable.
controlled. This is passion talking. This is
Oh, it's passion. Okay. Okay. Hey, I love it.
Of,
I
of
love it.
Christ. Passions of
You
Christ.
know what's funny though, for real, y'all, for real though. One of the subtitle was the consequences of being a man with emotional intelligence. Man, we get in so much trouble. We it's like, and I know women also have, they get in trouble too, and they can't win either. But when people have, when some women have decided to just hate men, they got an issue with men. You can't do wrong, you can't do right for nothing, you know. Oh,
Okay.
you're too emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
You're a square, you're a weirdo, you're sensitive. Oh,
Yeah.
look at the baby, look at the baby, look at the baby. Right? Or but then when we're, hey, I'm a man. Hey, calm down. Hey, woman. Then it's like, oh, you just going too far. Who you think you are? Da, da, da. And it's hard. You have to just, it's like a constant dance between, you know,
It's
the balance
tiresome.
of, yeah, the balance of emotional maturity, but shows of strength, but shows of reserve and reservation. It's a constant
Cause,
balance.
cause and I'll tell you why, David. I could, and ladies, I would love to hear from y'all with this. This is the thing about men. This is what we got for breakfast. We got eggs and bacon. We like eggs and bacon. We're gonna keep eating eggs and bacon. It works. It gives us the protein we need. We're gonna keep going down that road, right? Women get up. They say, "I like eggs and bacon." Okay, cool. Next day, I like eggs. I don't like bacon. The next day, I just want bacon and toast. It is, men are very, we're very systematic.
Simple.
We're very like we're very dialed in to like one way of doing things. We don't like all the flipping and flopping because we don't live by emotions. We live by logic and reasoning. So therefore, it is a balancing act, like Dave said, because we're so busy trying to please you and trying to be astute to what you want, we sometimes lose ourselves emotionally because we're too busy trying to please you. But then when we do say, hey, well, you know what? You know what? What you need from me? What you want to make you happy? Cool. I'm glad you asked. It's very simple. I need X, Y, and Z.
Amen.
Because see, that may be a physical thing, but from an emotional standpoint, that's what we
There's something
crave.
behind that. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Now we're getting into, again, what are the consequences of being an emotionally intelligent man?
Right.
Because because listen, he don't talk to me. He don't open up. He's a
there's a reason.
caveman. He don't never, and so the man, he doesn't. But then the minute he does, I don't like to see him cry. Don't ever let me see you cry again. Men don't cry. Um, he was weak, girl. Girl, I lost respect. Girl, when he couldn't handle it, and I saw him emotionally broken down. Look, so in one sense, open up to me, show me. In another sense, when you do, girl, he was weak. I lost some respect.
Mm. I don't
Yes,
Tyrone,
want that.
that's when you gotta know.
Tyrone would never.
You gotta know who you dealing with.
Well,
Well, Sheena, in a lot of cases, when you already are in love and or married, right? I'm gonna give it, because I can speak to the past. I'll just speak to the past just briefly, okay? I came into my first marriage thinking, yes, dear, yes, dear, yes, dear. Whatever you say, dear. I thought that was the answer. Happy wife, happy life.
Mm-mm.
because
That's
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 what you
not
Hold
what.
on.
learned. That's what you learned,
That's
and
what I
that's
was
what you were
taught. That's
told.
no, that's what I was taught. So happy wife,
So,
happy life. Yes,
right.
dear. And essentially it can turn into this. You're dancing, you're shucking and jiving to make sure she's happy.
Do it again, Dave. Let me see.
That's not right. Oh, the Bojangles. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Bojangles.
You know what I'm saying? And you just the candy man car. You just dancing for it. You're dancing. And and the problem is if back in the day, I'm laid back. Yes, baby. All right, whatever you need, dear. Sure, whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool. Yeah, whatever. Then it turned into, you don't have a plan.
Mm.
You don't have a vision. You don't have a backbone. You ain't never let. I said, excuse me. You never slow down to say, hey, husband, what is your plan? Hey, husband, what is the direction? You. So I said, oh, you want to lift the weight of the world? Enjoy. Go ahead. Do the bills. Pay the check. Do all this. Balance the checkbook. Set up the account. Do all of that, because guess what? I'm working every day. I'm happy. I'm playing my video games. I'm going to church. I'm talking to my friends. I'm playing music. I'm happy. But you're taking on the weight of the world. Then finally one day, I'm doing everything. I'm balancing the checkbook. I'm writing the checks. I'm making sure the budget is right. I'm calling the companies. I'm da da da. All you do is go home and go to work, and your life hasn't changed. I said, but did I ask you to do any of that? I didn't require nor ask you to do not one iota. You came into marriage thinking, I'm gonna put the weight of the world on my back and I'm gonna lift this family up and we're gonna do it my way. Knock yourself out.
I think the most successful relationships, because I can't.
Well,
Shaq, I don't know. Everybody's here that I know has been divorced at least once.
yeah.
Now, if you've been divorced 2, 3, 4 times, you might need to get a hobby. Um, but I mean, the first marriage, I learned a lot. One, I was young. Two, I was not emotionally ready for
Come
marriage.
on.
Three, I was not financially stable for marriage. And I think four, socially, I wasn't ready. So a lot of
Mhm.
the emotional intelligence that I thought I had that was good was not good enough. That was a ding on me. That was
Mhm.
something I had to grow into and had to learn. So when a woman at a certain age is emotionally connected, she understands herself. She has intelligence. She's trying to yearn you to be that. She's trying to discern to you. And if you're not there because you don't know thyself, it could be a problem. And it was for me. She had that. She had that, but I didn't. I didn't have it in me to understand that and learn from her. And I often tell people all the time, I think you should get married in your 20s. I think you should get married in your 30s and 40s. I mean, hell, even 50s, because you've lived a little bit to understand who you are and what you like and what you don't like. And that's not coming from that's not coming from a sexual standpoint. That's coming from a social standpoint,
Experience, life experience.
a spiritual or religious standpoint, financial standpoint. And I think now that I'm older, because I'm like Shaq and like many of you, we're in our mid 40s, and I think now what happens is you understand thyself a little bit more and what you're willing to put up with and what you're not. You're like, hey,
Absolutely.
hey, listen, not gonna do that
Yes.
shit. But here's the reason why. Bullet point 1 through 75. Not putting up with that shit. Now, if you don't like bullet 1 through 10, that's good. But you got 65 more of them motherfuckers over there that you can attest to. So a
Know
lot of times
yourself.
we just gotta get with a person that we can effectively communicate with and get evenly yoked with.
I
Because you
wanted
know
to
right away when you meet somebody, you know if they got an emotional intelligence after that first conversation. At least
That's
I
it.
got that. I
Yeah,
know that.
me too. Me
and
too.
that's like you said, as a result of wisdom and experience.
Yeah.
To close the
Yeah.
loop on my analogy, I thought saying yes, dear, was how you keep a happy marriage. Yes, dear,
Correct.
happy wife, happy life. I didn't know that I had to lead. I didn't know I had to make decisions. I didn't know I had to take accountability. I didn't know I had to teach. I didn't know I had to sometimes say, hey, no, 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 we're not doing that. And here's why we're not doing that, because
Mm.
this is the plan that I feel God has for my life. And here's what I learned. Some people cannot submit because they don't agree with the overarching mission in the first place.
Correct.
They aren't going where you want to go as a man. So therefore they're constantly bucking and fighting against the mission. And so
Correct.
you're like, can you please just follow your husband? Guess what? They don't want to. They never
They
wanted
never
to.
wanted to follow you from the
They never
beginning.
wanted to. So therefore, you can't. They won't submit because they don't believe in whatever mission is upon your life. And guess what? Sometimes you already married, you got kids, and you got to figure out how to make life work. I
Mhm.
understand that. Us three are talking about having been divorced and having learned from that past and now making better decisions going forward. Because I
Mhm.
do agree, Sheena. Now that we know better, we do better. So
Mhm.
when before I met Destiny, I had my list of things that I did not want in a woman, and I had my list of things that I knew was core David. Not even Dave Life TV. David. Like, this is David. You don't like David? Please walk away from me. Get the hell away from me. It will never work. And I'm not gonna sit here and do the whatever I did last time. The puppet master, the Bojangles, the Pinocchio. What pick a dance. I ain't doing none of that to make you happy. And you know what? I'm not gonna require you to dance for me either. You know what I'm saying? If you're not my type, if you're not what I want, if you're not my preference, if it's a square peg in a round hole, I don't care how bad you are, how fine you are, how intelligent you are, how great we are at church together. I don't care about how much you can prophesy. I don't care how intelligent you are. I don't care how well you can sing. I don't care how well you can act. I don't care how well you can podcast. If we don't work, hey, it's okay. Y'all go ahead. No, and no offense. And you have to get to that point to be willing to give up someone that's a
Mm-hmm.
good person, or man, they got such potential. You know, y'all know, ladies. Oh, he's a good dude. Dang, he a good dude. If he would just, if he would just, man, if that brother just, if he could just, oh, he'd be, nah, man.
How do you ladies, and I'm curious, how do you know, how long does it take for you guys, and when I say guys, I mean ladies, how long does it take to understand, like, you know what? That joker right there is not emotionally intelligent. Like, he does not have what I need. Like, is that one date? Is that a year? Is that like 10 years? Like, how
But
long does it take?
I wanna flip that question. How long does it take you to find out that he is emotionally intelligent? Um,
I don't think it
Ooh.
takes a
I,
lifetime.
Mm.
I
No, it
was at
don't.
I was at the Black Wall Street and I was talking to somebody, and then they called this guy up to the stage, and his voice cut me off real quick, and I looked. I said, and it takes a lot to take my attention away from a conversation to
Mm,
focus on somebody else and the words he spoke, even his tone and his voice. I said, wait a minute.
mm,
And I looked, I said, baby, I'll talk to you in a minute. I just stood there and started listening because he wasn't talking, he was speaking. And the
mm,
things that came out of his mouth, it fed my soul immediately. I said, woo! And I just stood there and I looked at him.
Come on.
I said, okay. And he started talking about Christ. He was talking about faith and having faith. He said, he was just saying things and it actually fed me immediately. So when he came off stage, I said, that's him.
Mm.
And so he walked towards me and he just stood beside me. He said, what's wrong with your leg? And when I heard his voice, I was like, there was nothing else to be said. The man, woo. So to answer your question, I'm sorry.
No,
oh.
no. I want to finish.
I
Oh,
want you to finish too. Let's get back to, don't lose the leg though. I want to know what happened to your leg. Because we're gonna get back to that,
Um,
chat.
He
Chat, we're not
prayed
about to
this
let
for
you
it.
slip
He
that in and
prayed. He
not go
prayed for her
back to it.
leg. Go ahead,
this
Chef.
man, when I tell you this man, I call him. I say, I need you to feed me. That's a level of respect because first and foremost, it's a man's fault to bypass the disrespect of a woman. If they start disrespecting you from the beginning, it's not going to change. So you have to take accountability for that part from the beginning.
some men
This
ain't
man
ready,
right here,
Shaq. Some men ain't ready. Some men can't.
I
They not
respect it.
ready.
But
They not
this
They're
ready.
man
not
right
ready to
here,
what?
this man right here,
Check a woman when she getting disrespectful. They not ready to assert themselves. Say, hey, hold on. You're not gonna just run over me and disrespect. Some men aren't ready to do that.
Because
he
that's a
don't even
different
speak.
mindset. They're looking at other things.
Mhm.
He doesn't speak loud. When I tell you, every time I hear his voice, he's teaching me something, and it grabs my attention, um, and I enjoy it. And that's the level of effective communication. So I don't necessarily have to say anything. I just listen to him.
But
And
but
when I
Shaq,
listen,
but
go
Shaq,
ahead, baby.
do you have a tentative ear though? Are you willing to listen? Because it sounds to me like you're willing to listen if somebody is speaking and not talking. There's a
Absolutely,
difference.
there, absolutely. I'm not going to
So,
listen to you if
so,
you're
so
talking.
most women haven't gotten to that emotional intelligence in their life where they're willing to hear and have a tentative ear and not being talked to, but being spoken to. There's a
There's a difference.
huge difference
Yeah.
Absolutely,
because it sounds like you're
absolutely,
at that point, right? But most men,
absolutely.
they speaking, and what happens is they end up talking a lot because women ain't trying to listen. Not
It's because
all, not all,
so
but
there's
does
a,
your
there's a such thing.
But
I'm
does your
sorry. Go ahead.
leg quiver? Does your wet leg quiver when you hear this man? Ah! So that further lets me know the minute he comes around, you like, I'm gonna be right back. Let me go knock out 3 reps.
No, he's not. He's not even. He's not a fitness guy.
No,
He's
you
not a
didn't hear what
fitness.
I just said. That shit went over your head.
I guess so. But wait a minute. But wait a minute. You said the word wisdom, Dave.
Hmm.
You said the word. I think y'all said you said another word. You said wisdom and something else. I can't think of the
Was it
wisdom.
maturity? I said wisdom, maturity, and experience. I said
Experience.
experience.
It was something else. It was I can't remember, but wisdom stands for working in silence to determine what. No, wisdom stands for why is society destroying our marriages?
Put it in the chat, man. I ain't got time for this shit. I ain't got no more goddamn room. I ain't got no more room on my paper. I'm
Yeah,
tired.
no. Why
Oh,
is
but
society
last thing, look in
destroying
the
our
chat.
marriages?
Look in the chat. Sheen
I'm looking
Sherrod.
at it.
No, look
Sheen,
at you see it. What you
Sheen
see her
helps.
name
She
Sheen,
helps
Sherrod,
everybody
start holding everybody reasonably responsible.
decide
or decide.
or decide. Stop holding everybody
Okay.
reasonably responsible or decide. Sheen,
There we
she
go.
helps everybody's emotional needs.
And Catherine.
That is
Oh
Sheena.
yeah, Catherine, give me hers. Put something in there like shut the fuck up sometime and just listen to
Oh
yourself.
my God,
Like
she is
there's
not gonna
nothing in
put that.
there about
It's
that.
positive.
Oh yeah, yeah. Shut
Right,
the
the book
well
was
shit, that
positive.
goes back to listen.
Catherine
Listen.
stands for.
Life involves silence to effectively navigate. My
It
mother
was
doesn't
another
do
word.
any of that. My mother
Oh, I
no,
Well,
love
I'm
it.
gonna leave that
So
one
Oh,
alone.
but
cute.
Go ahead,
Sheena,
Go ahead, Dave.
Mama Sherrod.
Sheena, seriously though. Like how long does it take for you to say, you know what? This guy lacks it or he got it. Like he got emotional intelligence. She's got emotional discernment. How long?
I'd like to ask Sheena, how long does it take you to realize that he doesn't have emotional intelligence?
It's a better
Way
question.
up there.
You know, you just you just say, "Damn, he really don't. He's not emotionally and aware. This he doesn't have a clue. He can't. He don't have the capacity." How long does it take you to realize that?
Probably about 2 weeks. Cause I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm listening. I'm paying attention to detail, like not only how you react to me, but just
Right.
how he manage his emotions. How is he with his kids? If he has kids, how is he with people? How is he with his business? Because lately I've been meeting guys that are entrepreneurs. So
Lately,
No,
what?
now, Sheena,
Are they?
is that because of and I'm assuming we all have a level of baggage, i.e.,
yes,
another word is trauma. Is that because you're
yes.
watching more intensely because of trauma? Because I know I do. I know I do. I'll be the first one to say I watch
I wouldn't
people.
say
Well,
necessarily because of trauma. I just know like what I've been through and I know what I'm not
mm,
going to accept.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna just be like, oh yeah, he did this. I need you to be emotionally available for me. I know what
Oh
I'm looking
yeah,
for. So
That's
I'm
what
what
not
I
does
just
that
say.
look
about
like?
to
What
I'm
does that
not
look like? No,
Sheena.
I'm not
No,
trying
no,
to be
no.
an asshole.
Sheena. Remember, Sheena. Some I'm not going to give a time period, but some time ago you were like, well, this one person, great, they talk, but you were like, but something's missing, and then you're like, well, this other person, the traveling is there, but something's missing. It's like one person had, I
One
guess, the outgoing personality, the other person had the emotional intelligence. And like, if I could just get both in one man. Do you remember it was
yeah,
something like
yeah.
that?
Ugh,
So I
that's
and
heavy.
with that is don't ignore the red flags. So
There you go.
boom, the red flags is there because one of them it had a trauma bond. The trauma
Uh,
bond is they were unhealed. They still had issues with their parents. Like
mm,
they had issues with their the child of the baby. I don't like saying baby mother, but the mother of his child.
mother child, yeah,
Mother of the child.
Yeah, you know what
yeah.
I mean. Jeez, it's what
The
time
baby
is
mama.
it?
So when did
So
you
yeah,
find? When did all this come to light? It was over time.
Shit, no, they
yeah,
was
it
at a
was over
barbecue.
time. Like he would like start talking about it. And so this is just my opinion, guys. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But anytime a guy start like bashing his ex and saying little stuff like, man, she crazy. She ain't gonna never make it, or I was this and I was that to her. And like he will always like start talking about her to me. And I'm like, that's first of all, that's an issue for me because
So
I never talk about my ex because one, I'm healed and I'm over him. And three, like what I need to be talking about him for and if we're trying to build something here. So
It's about.
I have an opinion of that.
okay.
Okay.
If it's too early on and they're emotionally connected to the trauma, yeah, they
Okay.
probably not healed.
Yeah.
Like for instance, it's one thing to say, Sheena, man, when I was married the first time, we tried to manage money like this and it didn't work. So the next time I want to try something different because I didn't like the way that went. That's one thing versus, I don't trust no woman with my money because that last B did this.
Mhm.
That's two different ways of referring to your past.
Right, but
but
even if you're talking about it, I mean, you said that or whatever, but it's not something that you constantly talking about it 3 or 4 times a week or every time you get on the phone.
Not
And
every time
then
you get on the phone.
and then I even asked, I said, "Are you healed from your past situation?"
Mm.
And then he was like, "Yeah, I am healed." But you're not healed because you were still talking about it.
so
Like, go
That's gonna
ahead,
be
Rod.
ongoing. I'm sorry for it.
Yeah, and
so
so I felt like I
I
felt
think
like,
it's
oh, you're telling me one thing. You're giving um what's the word? What's the word? He was giving dang, I can't even think of the word right now. But basically misleading her. Like she was thinking, oh, we're gonna be one happy family. This is what
Oh
I think.
wow.
We're gonna be one big happy family. You telling me one thing, but you telling her another thing because ain't no way she thinking, oh, we can go to therapy as a family. Oh, we can do such and such such. And you like, no, we not gonna doing that. But you could just be putting on for me to make it seem like that's what she want, but dang it. So he
no,
could
no, no,
just
no.
he I think he could have just been I think he was misleading.
But
How
like
about
Oh
being
yeah.
this? How
duplicitous,
about
duplicitous.
how about this though? Maybe that's what she wanted. Maybe emotionally and physically he couldn't provide what she wanted, and you were the outlet. So
Absolutely.
you were the person he was telling these things to because he couldn't go through with certain things like counseling and stuff because he didn't feel it. But see, once again, he's never learned or he's never been taught or life experiences.
Nah, he would
Have
be like, I'm getting through it now. I'm healing now.
But he's healing.
Okay.
He's healing because he's talking to a person who is
Personally trust.
emotionally, intellectually sound, and
Right.
you're listening to it, and you're giving a rational perspective of what he's telling you. You ain't got a dog in the fight. You're like, look, nigga, I'm about to cut you off. Like you're fucking up. And if you fucking up over there with her, the way you're telling me, I already know that emotionally
But
this ain't what I
Sherrod,
want. But I'm gonna
he
listen to you.
he was destroying opportunity. He's utilizing bad thinking. He
Well,
was
no,
But he'd
I would
already
say
chalked
this.
him up.
he,
He'd already chalked him up, Dave.
I would say this. There's a child involved.
Yeah.
And the child is of a young age.
mm,
Yeah.
So he don't want you to say nothing, he just wants you to listen. So the
Yeah.
fact that that situation will never be over because there's a child
Y'all
involved.
involved.
So when he's talking to you, he don't want you to say nothing. He just wants you to be his outlet. Because if you're dealing with any man who has a young child, when there was a fresh breakup, even if it was 2, 3 years, he's still going through all types of crap because why? It never gets old. It's gonna be a new situation on top of. So he just wants you to listen.
but you know
And
what he
then
should have did? You know what he should have did, Shaq? He should have
listen.
been emotionally intelligent. And he should have been able
Exactly.
to say exactly what you just said. Hey, you know what, my friend? I just need you to listen. I'm going through it. I'm not ready for no
Right.
relationship.
Right.
I'm not. You're like you said, Sherrod. You're my outlet.
Yeah.
If we've been physical, hey, it's just physical for me because I really can't connect myself, right? But because I can't get away from this situation, and I'm not ready to enter nothing new. But I enjoy our personal time. He should just been straight
Absolutely.
up and be like, if you want to continue this, we can. If you don't want to continue it, then you know what,
I
we'll just move
respect
on.
it.
It's
Because
hard for
I'm not
men to do that. It's hard for
Yeah,
men to do that.
yeah, you're right.
So
It's
that
hard
means
for men to do that.
it would have been a machine to say, you know what, sweetie, I respect you. I respect the fact that you're going through this. How about let me push back and give you the time that you deserve to heal. I will be a listening ear. However, I cannot involve myself because why? There's too much for me to cope with. It's a lot of things to decipher. So
Sherrod.
to keep myself at peace, let me just be where I am and I can be there when you
And
need
you
me.
know
But
what? That's what I politely did.
good
Mm.
But
I
job.
but
just
but, but
said
how long? But
this because
how
it's
long did that?
draining.
How long
It's
did that take
draining.
though? How long did that take?
Oh, it didn't take that long.
You
Probably
don't
about a
No,
listen
how
month and a
like
long? Like
half.
quantify it.
Like
Quantify
a
it.
month
Weeks.
and a half.
6 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
It's
All
valid.
right. 6 weeks. All
Yeah,
That
right.
makes
like a month
sense.
and a half.
Okay.
And look,
Thank God. I
and
just
I'll say this. Look, we got to stop making excuses for people. Let me tell you why. All right. Let me tell you why. You got some ladies that say, I only cussed you out because your dumb ass did this. Or they be doing this. Yeah, because and they be coming at you like that, right? There's always an excuse, right? Yeah, they and you know, and whatever else they doing. And they blame the man. I used to say to my ex a long time ago, I say, let me get something straight. Let me get something straight. I have to watch how my tone. I can't cuss
Mm-hmm.
you out. I definitely can't put my hands on you, right?
Mhm.
I can't withhold dick. I can't withhold my paycheck.
It's
I
true.
can't call you outside your name. But you can cuss me out, withhold pussy, call me everything except the child of God. Do all these things and then say, and it's because you made me, because you were acting out, or you weren't doing this, or you didn't live up to. And if you had not went, so I said, so let me understand. The man can control his
Crazy.
hand. The man control his temper and his hands, but you can't control your mouth. And then you get to blame the man. So not only do I have to control myself and be Christ-like and die for you, you ain't got to die for me at all. You can act like a complete ass, and then it's still my fault because I'm the head and I created an environment that allowed you to act out. I say, get out of here with that mess. Get the
You gotta
hell
find
out
you.
of
You gotta
here.
find a woman who respects your voice, who respects your gangster.
Exactly.
Oh,
Because
Jesus.
Shaq, listen, the problem was we was doing too much talking and she wasn't
Yeah.
hearing me when I was
Well,
speaking. She wasn't
listen.
hearing me
Right.
when I
Well,
was speaking.
listen.
So therefore,
Well, listen.
and that's just an example. That was just the past. I want to leave us with one. I want to leave us with something because we're coming up. Believe it or not, y'all, we
Two
made it
hours.
to our. Come on, we
See,
made it.
you see
It
how
was
you
it
do
was
it?
it
We
was a
said an
very good.
hour.
It was very good. It
And
was
I
really
was
really
trying
good
to
though.
end it. I was trying to
No,
end it
no.
in an event.
I'm gonna tell you what Dave is. Dave is
Master manipulator.
yeah, yes.
Don't
That I
call me
wasn't
I'm a
gonna
Drake.
say
master
Don't call me
manipulator.
manipulator.
Drake. Don't
I
don't call
no,
me Drake. No, I'd
I
rather be
wasn't gonna say
Kendrick than
manipulator.
Drake.
They not like us.
Right? Yeah.
No. Dave is you know why this show I was about to say, you know why your little show work, Dave?
You're right. That's what they call
Uh,
it.
um your show works because you are emotionally intelligent. That speaks volumes about you as a host.
Absolutely.
Because this is your platform, but you understand how to get everyone's greater good out of them. So that speaks volumes
Absolutely.
about you. So kudos to you, because
I
you're
appreciate that.
absolutely right. I told y'all at a certain mark after
Hey,
the show was supposed to
yeah,
start, I was like, look, I'm only giving y'all an hour because I am sick and
I saw it.
tired of
yeah.
being on for 2 hours. Two
You
Hey,
hours
did
is
man.
good
my
though.
time.
I remember Sheena. You remember the days when shows were 4 hours? Do you remember when we had shows that we went the full 4 hour limit? But we're not doing that no more.
I don't
Look,
know. You would
I
never
want to.
get me.
I want to play this clip. I want to play this clip. I want to play this clip. This is the consequence of being emotionally intelligent and letting your hair down. See, listen, Samson. The sin of Samson was laying his head down in the lap of a woman that did not follow his guide and did not have his best interest.
Again.
Delilah cut his hair, okay, because he was vulnerable with the wrong woman. Now this is his wife, I think, or girlfriend, and my man's being vulnerable. But here's what you got, and this is a tongue in cheek. It's a joke, but here is what can happen to you if you're too vulnerable.
Oh, look at my little baby all cuddled up, huh? Am I your favorite pillow?
Huh?
Am I your favorite pillow?
You're my favorite pillow.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you, baby.
How much do you love me?
Huh?
How much do you love me?
The most in the world.
In the world?
The world.
The whole world?
The whole world, baby.
Oh, my little baby. My big boy. Huh?
You're a little baby.
My little baby.
You're a little baby.
Can I kiss? Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Where are you going? Where are you going? Why are you walking away? Where are you going? Ray, stop. I'll delete the video. Ray, open the door. I'll delete it.
So the title of that was Catching My Boyfriend Being a Simp. And what I want you to notice is she's loving on him and calling her his little baby and letting him lay on her lap and he's kissing her belly and he probably feels like he's in a safe place and you know what? My baby's babying me and I'm just gonna give into it because she loved me and she's not gonna expose this to the world. She's not gonna make fun of me. She's not gonna challenge my manhood. And then he looked up and she was live or she was recording. And the title is
I think
called
she was recording.
Catching My Boyfriend Being a Simp.
I think he was cheating.
No, I don't think he was cheating. I think when I watched the video in context, I think she was just babying her man, and
No. She said he was.
I don't think he was cheating.
How you know?
Because
Because
he said
nothing
she
in it.
deleted the video.
No, she's deleting the video because I'm gonna tell you my perspective, Shaq. As a man, he's lying on her stomach. He's kissing on her stomach. She's treating him like a baby. He's acting like a baby, and she's coddling him, and he's probably feeling, emotionally supported and loved on. And then he realized, oh, you're recording me. Oh, you're gonna make me look like a simp. And the title tells you everything. The title says Catching My Man Being a Simp. So that means the rubbing of the head, allowing him to kiss your belly, comforting him wasn't honest. It was playing games and it was trying to catch him for content. So even if he was being sincere, he ain't gonna never do that shit again. Because now you're gonna expose to the world and you're gonna call him a simp. It's not like saying, "Oh, my man was so sweet to me. He's such a, he's a teddy bear, y'all." No,
So
catching
once
him
again,
being a simp is disrespectful to his manhood. So now you're gonna want him to soften up. He ain't gonna never do the shit again because he's gonna be like, "No, I can't trust you." Because you're gonna make fun of me. You're gonna emasculate me the minute you say I'm being, and I'm loving on you and allowing you to love on me, and you're gonna call me something.
that was the opportunity for him to be vulnerable. She
Right.
took advantage of it. And while she took advantage of it, what happened is she scarred the trust that they had between each other.
Yep.
Now, at first, I thought it was some role play shit, and she was about to pop out a titty so the nigga could suck. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, this is cool, because she didn't seem like she had an overpowering
Right.
demeanor. So I
Right.
thought it was going to turn sexual, but it didn't. The problem women don't understand, when you do that to a man, just for likes, or stars, or thumbs ups,
Right.
just to get outside praise, now the perception of that man has totally changed chemically in your mind. You don't even understand it.
Forced him to do it rather than him doing it on his own.
Huh?
Let me do it on my own.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, that's a very delicate, vulnerable position for a man, right? Because men already have enough vices in the world to
That's
fight men.
Samson and Delilah. A man literally lost his strength from God and was turned over to his enemies for doing that right there, laying on her lap and being vulnerable. Literally.
But remember though, Samson became vulnerable because of the flesh and the wooing
Agreed.
of him.
Not the
Like Delilah wasn't. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Delilah was out here looking like a fucking bum. Now
Right. Nah.
let's put this in context.
Yeah.
Her long locks hair. Like let's make sure we understand the essence of it. But Delilah was a pawn though.
Right. By his enemies. By his enemies. Yep.
Yeah, she was a pawn. So she was only acting in regards to what men wanted her to do.
But in conclusion, because we have 7 minutes, you can see a similar situation where a man is being cajoled into opening up to a woman, his woman, and he thinks it's a safe place. In Samson's case, it was so that he could lose his strength, get his locks cut, and his enemies could come and attack him and kill him. Right. In this man's case, it was so she can get likes on the gram. And when he ran off and was like, "Yo, why you filming this, man? Like, I thought it was personal." She still called her the simp in the title, still showing me her lack of understanding of how a man feels about respect and masculinity and manhood. And she's just playing, y'all. I'm sure she's having fun. But once he realized, he said, "This ain't fun no more." Because now I can't do this. I can't be genuine with you when I do need you to baby me. I can't be a baby because you're gonna emasculate me and call me a simp.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. So that's a consequence.
I enjoy that.
He wasn't emotionally intelligent because he didn't peep that his wife or his girl be playing with him.
No, he should have had a strong conversation right then and there. where the infraction happened, the corrections take place.
But then
So
it
he
turns
should have had
into, look,
strong conversation.
so he go from being her baby to now he mad as hell. And he like, yo, why are you disrespecting me? Now she don't understand it. Why are you so upset? You're just
Right.
in your fit. Yeah, come on.
Right.
That's
Right.
why you just got to get a whole nother woman. Get with the right one. Because the right one will know. The right one will know, let me not play with this man. If I'm babying him, I better be sincere. He better need it. And I better treat him with respect.
That's
Because, you
why
know,
Kenny,
let's say, for instance, you lose a family member and you're really hurting and you need your wife to, to do exactly what she
It's
did.
personal.
Yeah. And you need that. But then she pulls some mess on you and try to emasculate you. And you feel like, okay, I can't even be vulnerable around you.
so I know we only got a few minutes, but let me ask this
Yeah.
question real quick. And that's a great point you just brought up real quick.
Yeah.
Should it be more of a, you just lost somebody, she needs that, she knows that, she all right. Is she going to be soothing enough to be emotionally available and intelligent to understand you need that, or should you have to ask for it?
That's something for that. There, and this is going to answer your question. It just happened on Instagram. A man's ex-wife was dying, and his current wife said, "You better not take your ass down there to that hospital." She had. I think they said they was going to pull the plug on her. She said, "You better not go down there." She was like, he said, "That's my ex-wife. I was told that if it pull the plug." She said, you better not take your." It was crazy. Like, why would you let this man go see
Did he go?
this woman who's actually getting ready they finna pull the plug on? Does it mean that much where you don't want to see this man happy? I mean, he just want to make peace with this.
Did he go?
I don't know. They didn't show it.
All right. So we got minutes. We're gonna close it out here. I would hope he was with someone that understood that death cannot be reversed. I
Absolutely.
would
No,
hope
she's telling you that's not the case. She's saying
Hmm?
that's not the case.
because the lady was like, "You better not."
She
Yeah.
said,
Yeah, yeah. The lady didn't understand life and death. That's a tough one because if you have someone dying and leaving the planet, and you two may or may not have made peace, or you may have spiritual beliefs where you want to pray for them, whatever happens right before someone transitions, I would not stand in the way of that.
absolutely
But
not.
if the woman is so you know lack of emotion, intelligence, and she can't handle that,
Just
then
release.
it could be a problem, y'all. I don't know what to say. But you know what? We got to end it there because guess what? It's our time. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for joining. We'll see you guys next week on After Dark.
It was
This is episode
amazing. I enjoyed
265,
it.
man. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for joining, everybody.